Hello and welcome back to Farmtastic CSA Cooking. My name is Tony. I'll be your host and tour guide as we travel some of New Jersey's certified organic farms, gathering the ingredients of the season and bringing them to our friend Chef Kim of Jammin Crepes in Princeton, New Jersey. Now, a part of this program is sure to give you some great recipe ideas, increase your awareness of what some of these seasonal items are, but also to help remind us how important it is to stay connected to our local food systems. Not just from a carbon footprint standpoint, minimizing the gas mileage your food has to travel from there to get to you, but also as a food security standpoint. As we saw in the pandemic, certain items and foods and things couldn't make it to us. There were hiccups in the supply chains because it had to travel from far to get to you. So why not cut all of that stress out and stay connected to the local farms nearby? Establish the relationship with your local farmers to make sure you and your family and your friends have access to food no matter what happens in the world. So we're going to go to Chesterfield, New Jersey, and we are going to visit Farmer Jim of Honeybrook Farms. Let's see what he's got.
My name is Jim Kinsel. I'm the farmer at the Honeybrook Organic Farm in Chesterfield. I've been farming for 33 years. Behind me you can see a vista of our prolific strawberries, some cole crops, and off in the distance a field of garlic. We're currently harvesting our kind of traditional spring crops for this part of New Jersey. In central New Jersey, actually throughout the Northeast, cole crops are grown in the spring and in the fall. During the summer, the conditions are not really conducive for most of them. They just don't really tolerate the heat.
Hi, welcome to Cooking with Your CSA, sponsored by NOFA, New Jersey, and in partnership with the Suppers Program. And I'm Kim Rizk, one of the co-owners of Jammin Crepes restaurant in Princeton, New Jersey, and a proud NOFA, New Jersey board member. And if you have joined us before for our cooking segments, welcome back. And it's your first time here, then we're so glad to have you here, here in the kitchen at Jammin Crepes. And really here to share with you this week the early June harvest from the Honeybrook Organic Farm. So we're going to take a look at what came in our box today. And it's June in New Jersey, and we are having one of the most amazing strawberry seasons that I've seen in years. They're beautiful, succulent, plentiful, high in vitamin C and fiber, low in calories, and are just an absolutely delicious New Jersey crop right now. And it's the kind of thing that, of course, these strawberries, you can just wash them and eat them, and they are delicious. And of course, you probably are going to want to be tempted to make a classic strawberry shortcake, and that's great. Do it. But what I really want to impress upon you is what a great ingredient fresh strawberries are in some really kind of savory, more savory kind of meals. So just to kind of point out, some other things that we have in our box too, beyond the strawberries, some beautiful dark leafy spinach, some really nice heads of Salanova lettuce. So it's a nice green leafy lettuce. They've also brought us some beautiful mixed greens here, and really cool garlic scapes. And we're going to put these garlic scapes tonight in a really nice dressing. And garlic scapes are incredibly versatile. As a matter of fact, you want to just use them in anything where the recipe that calls for fresh garlic, minced garlic. Substitute the fresh garlic scapes, and it's going to be really awesome. All of this produce being organic and fresh and locally harvested is super nutrient dense. So you really want to enjoy it fresh. Simple preparations are best.
So, taking a stroll through the strawberry field, we do about 2 acres of strawberries in Chesterfield and about another 2 acres in Pennington. This system of strawberry production lends itself to organic methods because we grow it as an annual crop. The traditional approach to strawberries is to grow it as a perennial for several years. The advantage in growing it as an annual is that then you don't really have to worry as much about pest and disease buildup in the field. The process starts the previous fall. We purchase a little piece of stem of a strawberry with a leaf on it, no roots, and we root them in a greenhouse setting. That occurs the end of July, early August. They are grown on as a plug or a transplant, and then they're transplanted into the field early September. The plastic is a part of that production system. The plant will produce its fruit buds, so each fruit bud is associated with a fruit in the fall before winter. So you need to really kind of move the plant along to kind of foster the development of fruit buds. And the plastic mulch helps that. It helps the plant to continue growing vigorously even as we head into the fall and into cooler weather. We start picking usually around the second week of May, and we'll go to around maybe the end of the first to second week of June, at which time our blueberries come into production, and they'll go for maybe another 3 weeks.
One of the first things that I thought would be really fun to share with you is a great way to enjoy these fresh strawberries. And I think they're Chandler strawberries, is that right? The variety that they're growing at the farm. So we have all these beautiful fresh greens. So we're going to pile a nice big plate high with our greens. And then our strawberries are going to be really the star in this salad. Almost think of it like, ripe Jersey tomatoes, and we're going to put a little cheese on it here. But these strawberries are so juicy and flavor packed. And strawberries also have a slightly kind of tart component to them. So I want you to kind of think about getting away from desserts and really treating them as a valuable main ingredient for more savory dishes. This can be accented then with, this is actually a salad we're featuring in the restaurant right now. It's called our strawberry field salad. And we serve it with goat cheese, sliced strawberries, spinach and baby arugula. And then we top it, let me show you, super delicious, and adds a nice little bit of protein to your salad. Some crumbled goat cheese. If you don't like goat cheese, you could do a fresh mozzarella cheese would be great too. We're just gonna top this with we make these really nice just glazed almonds, and top it off with that. You can also, if you like onion, we do put some thinly sliced red onion on here. Not everybody likes it, raw onion. You could put some scallions, totally unnecessary. And this is just so delicious then. The dressing that we make to put on this is actually a strawberry vinaigrette that we make with a little bit of our house-made strawberry jam. But when I make this at home, I just make a white balsamic vinaigrette. It's really nice on top of here. Better a white balsamic vinegar because I love the bright color of the berries. I don't really like discoloring it with the classic balsamic is dark. Do something like this, and you'll be amazed at how delicious those strawberries are. They're packed with vitamin C and magnesium and all kinds of really good ingredients, nutrients for you. So enjoy them in a savory way, the strawberries. Another thing, or the next thing we're going to make, is actually a strawberry gazpacho. A little bit surprising, but super delicious, and it also doubles really nicely as a salsa. And the recipe itself is more or less a master recipe for a fruit gazpacho that you can serve throughout the summer months. I love it prepared with peaches. So when the peaches are in season, a peach gazpacho, you can use the same formula, but with the peaches, I love to use a fresh cilantro. So just keep that in mind.
This one. June 1st, and we have corn in tassel, or it's starting. We're kind of counting on this the week before the 4th of July. We do a variety, it's called Vision, that is sugary and enhanced, shrunken gene is what they call it. And it has very good corn flavor, tender kernels. It's an excellent yellow corn. We also pride ourselves on European corn borer control. So we produce clean ears using organic methods. Here's the tassel. So this will shoot up over the coming 10-day period to kind of be at the peak of the corn plant. And this is the pollen producing part of the plant, and then it drops the pollen onto the corn ear silks, which are going to be below the top of the plant. We're shooting for one succulent ambrosic ear per plant.
So now we're going to make this amazing strawberry gazpacho, and it's one of the easiest things to do. And I will tell you that everything we're doing tonight, we don't even have to turn on the stove, and that's a real bonus during the hot summer months, right? So we're going to dump in here 4 cups of chopped, just coarsely chopped strawberries, washed, and of course the top's taken off, and just coarsely chopped, going right into the food processor. And we have half a large cucumber that's just coarsely chopped there. We have some coarsely chopped spring onions. Pop it in there as well. We have some fresh torn mint leaves. Nice pop of mint in there. Some chives, a little more oniony flavor too. And then my favorite component, some coarsely chopped jalapeno peppers. So we give it a nice kick to this gazpacho. We want a little bit of heat in there. A little bit of salt. There we go. And yeah, we need some lime juice, right? Need to kick it up. Get a little bit of acid in there. And the lime juice is a perfect accent. I think I may have mentioned before that this is kind of a master recipe. I like to look at it that way. For summer fruit gazpacho. In the restaurant, we're serving the strawberry gazpacho now. When it's peach season, we take a similar formula and make a peach gazpacho. And then when melon season comes around, we make a melon gazpacho. And if you don't really like, not everybody likes, cold fruit soups. I feel like this is not really a fruit soup. This is a gazpacho, and it's like, taking all the really good elements of a tomato gazpacho, but using the local seasonal fruit instead. So we're just gonna pop our lid on. The secret to doing this, you want a gazpacho to be chunky, to have really nice flavor, but to also have some really nice texture. So there's two parts to this recipe. And the first part is what we're doing here, and we're pulsing it because we don't want pureed, right? We want texture, but we're gonna have levels of texture. The other thing you want with a gazpacho is you want it to be cold. So you wanna make this hours before you're serving it, or the day before, even preferable, and chill it. So it's really nice and cold. Okay, so we've got this coarsely chopped. See, that is really nice, and I can smell all those lovely flavors in there too. The second part is adding a little bit more texture, even still. And what I have here is a cup of finely chopped, not finely chopped, but kind of more fine than what we put in here, because they're finishing ingredients: cucumber, spring onions, and some more strawberries too, just to kind of make sure that we've got some really nice texture in our gazpacho. We're gonna pop that all in there, and then we're gonna put the strawberries in. Okay, and for a little bit more pop of acid, another one of my favorites is a little bit of white balsamic vinegar. Okay, and then we're just going to gently stir that around to incorporate it. And you can see how pretty that is. I mean, these strawberries are beautiful, dead ripe, red, lovely, lovely, and have so much flavor. And the texture of this is so great. Perfect. That's what I'm gonna grab as a ladle, and I'm gonna show you how pretty this is. I'm gonna take this out, actually, so we can get in there. All right, here we go. Really nice, chunky. Again, I would prefer to chill this a little bit before I was going to serve it in the refrigerator, but I want to show you. We don't have time for that. There you go. Look at that. And then what's lovely is to finish this, I'm just going to wipe my rim here. To finish this, you could put a little dollop of creme fraiche or sour cream right on top if you want to have a little bit of accent of something in there. Fussing with this. Or a little bit of crumbled goat cheese right on top. Some fresh chives, anything you like. It's delicious just like that, though. The other way you might really like to serve it, because of the texture, is alternatively serve it as like a salsa. You could serve it with chips, really fun. Or serve it on a plate as the basis for like some grilled shrimp. It would be really nice. Grilled shrimp or scallops, or maybe even like a blackened pork tenderloin. This type of sauce would be really, really nice. So alternatively, the fruit gazpacho or a summer fruit salsa. And I hope you'll try that. It's a great way to enjoy the local New Jersey strawberry crop right now. Okay, so now we're going to make this amazing strawberry shrub. And it is really a master recipe for a summer fruit shrub. So the formula in this recipe you can use for other fruits if you want. Anyway, this is one of our favorites, and it's a strawberry basil shrub. So I am going to chop up 2 just coarsely chop 2 cups of fresh strawberries. So we just wash our strawberries, cut the hulls off, super easy, and then coarsely chop the berries. They do not need to be pretty. You'll see, because what we're doing is we're really just extracting the juices from the berries, almost like if you're making a jam, but we're actually just going to take the juices to make this incredible concentrated syrup that we will then combine with some really good apple cider vinegar. And you can use the really nice unfiltered stuff too, that has a lot of kind of good nutritional value for you. It's really good for like your gut, digestion, your blood pressure, things like that too, so they say. And I believe it. And it makes a delicious counterbalance to the really lovely sweet syrup that these berries give off after they've been macerating for several days in some sugar. So you'll see, and you might think, oh wow, that's a lot of sugar, but it's actually 2 cups of chopped fruit to 1 cup of sugar, and then you stir it all up with the basil as well, extract those juices to make the syrup, but you'll see you're only going to use a little bit of that syrup when you make your final shrub drink. It's going to be cut with the vinegar, and then it's going to be cut again with some carbonated water, some seltzer. So, and it's a super, super refreshing summer beverage. So now all I'm going to do is just coarsely chop up these beautiful strawberries, local, organic, lovely strawberries from Honeybrook Farm. You don't need to spend too much time doing it, because it's really just going to turn into a syrup in the end. So we're going to pop these strawberries in with the sugar in our bowl. Want a nice big bowl. And then we've got some nice fresh basil, and we're going to coarsely chop this basil up. And the flavor of the basil infused with the strawberries is really amazing. You're going to love it. Basil's in the mint family. You could use mint too if you liked for this, but we happen to love the lovely kind of herby flavor of the basil in this drink. Okay, so we'll see what happens. We are going to stir this up to coat all of the berries and the basil with the sugar. And what happens is, as this sits, the sugar just extracts the juices from the berries. So it looks really thick right now, but every day, and you'll want to keep this in refrigeration, okay, as it's macerating. So let's find a container that you can put it in that will keep easily in your refrigerator, that you can get into every day and stir up. And you'll see each day more and more juice extracted from these berries. But what's important is the sugar has a tendency to sink to the bottom, and then the fruit will float up to the top, and you don't want the fruit to have any contact with the air, and you want to make sure that it stays stirred up together. And then after a few days, you can see already, can you see that already, that you're extracting some of the juice from the berries? And it's going to keep happening. So I'm going to show you what happens after a few days. So we've had this large batch in our cooler. Let's see. How many days now, Tony? What does it say there? 28. Okay. Since May 28th. And we stirred every day. And look at all the juices here, right? So the next step is we're going to ladle all of these berries and their juices and the basil and press it through this colander. The idea is to extract the juice, of course. And then we're going to have the leftover berries that we can just get rid of. You could, if you wanted to, and I've done this before, take the leftover berry pulp and freeze it, or you could stir it into like a muffin batter if you wanted to as well. But basically, you're just going to have kind of some pulp left afterwards, and you want to get as much of that juice and all that flavor extracted. Okay. And then you've got this incredibly vibrant and delicious syrup here, which we are going to next dilute 50-50 with some apple cider vinegar. So now that we have this great strawberry syrup that we've made after macerating the berries and the basil, we're going to do a 50-50 combo with the vinegar. This is something you can play with because some people like a little bit less vinegar. You can do that. Play with how you like it. It is a ratio that you can come up with, but it's important to have this nice vinegar balance with the fruit. So we put that in there, and we've got our shrub now, our strawberry basil shrub, and we're going to serve it over ice, super delicious, with just a little bit of carbonation. So in this, I like to do 50-50 the carbonation. So we'll do 1 cup, let's see, of carbonated, and we'll see, of course, now that I put all that ice in, if we can fit it. I think we will. Whoo! Nice, tall summer beverage. So delicious. Look at the color, too. This is our strawberry basil shrub. It's so refreshing. I personally love all that vinegar in there. And if you're using that really good, healthy, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, it's so good for you too. But that is really the ultimate in a refreshing summer drink. So I hope that you'll try that this strawberry season. And I'm going to make a couple more drinks for my friends here. So I'm going to run in a seltzer. We'll get some more. It's a great mixer too. You know, if you had like some local gin from Sourland Spirits or something like that, you want to put that in your shrub. That could be kind of good too. So, but look at how pretty that is. Yay, so good. You're gonna love it. It's the best. And what a great way to preserve the flavor of the harvest. This shrub syrup is gonna stay in your refrigerator for months and be really, really good. So, you know, make a vat of it like we do here. We're serving it, but you know, might not make it this much. But it's great to have a bottle in your refrigerator, and what a beautiful drink when you're entertaining. So, okay, cheers. Thanks for watching, and happy summer, and happy farmers market season, happy CSA season, and we really loved having you here tonight.
All right, well, that just about wraps up our episode. I just want to say, wow. All the food that Chef Kim has been making has been so delicious. I hope you are trying these things at home and you know exactly what I'm talking about if you are. So not only from a taste standpoint, but from a nutritional standpoint, it feels like it's just good fuel. So part of that is in thanks to these local farms that are partnering with us for these episodes. And just to bring it back to you staying connected to your local farms, if you don't know what farms are in your area or you want help finding where you can get local produce, go check out NOFA-NJ.org, and there's lists, there's all sorts of information, and there's knowledge bases that can help you make sure you have access to wonderful, great local produce. So nevertheless, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.